everyone, and welcome to another reading vlog. It is October 1st at the time that I am filming this, which means it is officially time to start vlogging for VLOGOWEEN. So if you don't know, I do VLOGOWEEN on my channel every single year, and I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I also specifically vlog, this style of vlogging, reading vlogging, every single day in October, and then I split them up into 4 or 5 reading vlogs throughout the month. So that is what I'm starting today, obviously. That was a very long-winded intro for something very simple. So it's actually already 7 o'clock in the evening. I have just had a very long day. It is my day off, which means I thought that I would have a very relaxing day, but it ended up just so many things went wrong today, and now I actually just applied my makeup for the second time today because the first time I cried all of it off, but we don't have to talk about that. So I applied it again, and I just filmed 2 videos, and in the second video I realized that at some point my lipstick started dripping down my face, which is really embarrassing, but I like the way the video came out, so you know what, we're just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. And needless to say, because of the day that I've had so far, I have not read at all today, and honestly I just don't know what I'm gonna pick up. So I think I'm going to edit these couple of videos that I filmed. I also have to clean my makeup brushes because they haven't been cleaned in longer than I'd like to admit. And then I also have to try on a costume. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared a little sneak peek of my costume. Not necessarily for Halloween even, but it is kind of a Halloween costume. Basically, at my job, we're really big on Christmas, and so we have these events that happen every few months where we release a bunch of ornaments, and my manager really likes the staff to dress up at these events, and they like us to dress as one of the ornaments that's being released. So one of them that's coming out is Black Widow, so I got a Black Widow costume, and I shared a picture of it on my Instagram like I said, but I have to try it on again tonight because I had a little bit of malfunctioning issues where the leg only comes down to mid-calf, and then the boot that I have only falls like a quarter up my calf. I have to try it on again tonight to see if I can just wear knee-high socks and see if the socks just covering that little gappage will look okay, and if it doesn't, then tomorrow I'm gonna have to go and buy some boots because the event is on Saturday and it's currently Thursday, so I gotta work all of that out. But then after all of that is done, then I'm going to hopefully pick up a book, like I said. Not really sure what I'm going to be in the mood for, so we will just see. Hi everyone, so it's now October 3rd, and I just got home from work. It's 8 o'clock at night, and like I mentioned earlier, I think this was our little event at work where we all dressed up, so I thought before I took my costume off, I would show you my Black Widow jumpsuit. Literally the only thing that distinguishes this as being Black Widow is the belt, but I guess you get what you pay for. I also tried to replicate, I did a half and half hairstyle because I think this was the braid in the ponytail was a Avengers Endgame hairstyle, but then the braid for her new movie is just many braids here, so I did one braid because that's all that I could do at 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, and then after the event at work, we all went to dinner in costume, which was pretty funny. The people at the workplace were not expecting Black Widow, Peter Pan, and somebody in a giraffe onesie to come into their restaurant, but that is what happened, and it was a great time. So now that I'm home, I am finally going to start my first book of the month. So I think I'm gonna pick up, whoops, I just threw it. I think I'm gonna pick up Circe by Madeline Miller, because this is the one by far. This is probably my most anticipated book on my October TBR, so I think I'm gonna pick this up, but I might change my mind, I'm not sure. So it is now October 4th, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening, which I'm pretty ashamed about because this is usually when I would film when I get home from work, but I had off today, so genuinely sorry that I did not film more today and start filming earlier in the day, but it is what it is. I am reading Circe, like I mentioned yesterday, and I'm only 57 pages into it because every time that I pick up this book, I fall asleep, which is not at all the fault of the book or the book being like boring or making me feel sleepy. I'm just genuinely super tired these days, so every time I pick it up to read, I read a little bit and then I fall asleep. So that's why I haven't gotten very far, but hopefully, because I napped so many times today, hopefully I'll be up all night and I can read this book. So I am actually really enjoying this. I am not familiar with the original mythology of Circe at all, so as far as like how realistic this story is to the original mythology, I have no idea. But so far, only 50 pages in, and she's living a tragic life, and that's kind of what I've heard, is that this book is pretty tragic for most of it, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing to be reading right now with the kind of life that I'm living and my mental health these days, but I'm really enjoying the writing, just like I liked it in The Song of Achilles. I really enjoy reading these mythology books that Madeline Miller writes because I absolutely love mythology, but I, for the life of me, cannot read the original mythology just because of the kind of writing and the language that they used back then. Like, it would be equivalent to me trying to read a book in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish at all. Like, that's what I would get out of trying to read the original myth. So I really like these books that Madeline Miller writes because I can get all of that kind of mythology, but in writing that I can understand. So yeah, that is my update for today, and I'll probably just update you again tomorrow. So it is now October 6th, and I literally just got home from work, haven't even taken my jacket off. Please don't look at the giant pimple in the middle of my forehead. We're not going to discuss it. Anyways, I'm really considering just scrapping this vlog at this point because this is so boring. Like, I haven't read at all, and yeah, but if I did do that, then I would not have a video for VLOGOWEEN, and I don't have time to film and edit another video before this one has to go up. So hopefully this video will get more interesting as we go on, but I know up until this point it has been pretty boring, and I do apologize for that. I am 100 pages into Circe. I'm still having the same problem where every time I read, I fall asleep, and last night such incidents happened where when you fall asleep, you drop a book on your face. That happened with this book. So there's now a little bit of a foundation stain in it or on it. Yeah, anyways, we're not going to talk about that either. So I don't know why that keeps happening. I'm really trying to like sleep at night so that I don't fall asleep during the day, but I just, every time I read, I start to get really sleepy, and then I start to like not comprehend what I'm reading, even if I am able to stay awake. So it's been really challenging, but tomorrow I have off, so I'm really going to try and read tomorrow, and I really want to try and finish Circe by the end of tomorrow, because at the 100-page mark, I think it's roughly 400 pages, so I think I'm about a quarter of the way through, and if I can just like power read it tomorrow on my day off, hopefully I can do that, and then I can end this vlog, because I'd like to be able to at least finish a book in a vlog, rather than just upload like a vlog in which I don't even finish a book. Like, that's boring as heck. So if I can finish this book tomorrow, then I can end this vlog tomorrow, and then I can edit it and upload it on the day when it actually needs to go up. It's a challenge, okay? As far as my thoughts on Circe, which I don't have many new ones since the last time I told you, I'm still really enjoying it. I really love the writing. I do feel like the writing's a little bit different than The Song of Achilles, because The Song of Achilles, while I thought the writing was very beautiful, it felt quite simple, but in like a good way, whereas with this, I still really enjoy the writing, and I still think it's very beautiful, but it's just not as simple as it is in The Song of Achilles. Like, it feels like this one is slightly more flowery, but without being too flowery, because I do not like flowery writing. So I am really enjoying this. The only thing that I am having a little bit of an issue with is that I'm getting some of the characters a little bit confused, because there's quite a lot of characters. Some of them have kind of similar names, and also I find that I confuse characters even more when I don't really know how to pronounce their names, and I don't know how to pronounce most of the names of the people in this book. So that's the only issue I'm really having, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. Then, what else do I have to tell you? I bought some fun things today, if you'd like to see a little haul, because as we know, most of my reading vlogs consist of hauling things and not reading so much. So this arrived in the mail from Hot Topic. This is a fragrance. They came out with all these Nightmare Before Christmas themed fragrances, so I already have the Deadly Nightshade one, and then this one is called the Ragdoll fragrance, and I absolutely love these, and also the bottles are super pretty. Then I went to the Disney store and I bought a Halloween mask, which I think is in my car now, so I can't show you that. But then I also bought this little ornament. So it's like a replica of the statue that's outside of Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know. I've never been to the parks, so I don't know which one this statue is at, but I love this so much. This is so cool. I think they came out with a Funko Pop of that one also. The other ornament that I got is this one, which is for the 80th anniversary of Pinocchio, I guess. And yeah, this is super cute. It's got Figaro on it, which is really why I want to buy it, because I'm not like the biggest Pinocchio person, but I love Figaro, and I absolutely love their sketchbook, is that what they're called? Yeah, sketchbook ornaments, because they're super detailed. Like even on the back, it's just completely detailed, and I love that, but they're so expensive. And luckily I only paid $30 for both of these and the mask because I had a 25 off of 50 coupon. So both of these are originally $24.99, and then I paid $30 for both of them and a mask. So I only buy these super expensive things if I'm getting a deal, because otherwise this would be way out of my budget. But I'm really happy with these purchases. So now tonight I would like to try and edit a video and then wrap presents, because tomorrow is my mom's birthday, so I want to get all the presents wrapped. And then if I have time, I would like to journal, because I really want to make a spread of all of the Spooktober reading challenges so that as I complete them, I can check them off. And so far, we're 7 days in and I haven't completed any, so I haven't needed to make this thing. But now, if I'm going to complete a book tomorrow, I'd like to have the spread finished. So I'm about a minute into wrapping presents, and we've already had so many tragedies. So let me just tell you a story, because this vlog probably isn't long and boring enough. First I thought I lost her card because I couldn't find it. Then I realized that I never bought tissue paper to fill the bags, so that's that. Then, a couple weeks ago, I bought a ton of ornaments from Hallmark because I love their Disney and their pop culture ornaments. So I bought a bunch of ornaments for myself, and then I bought 2 for my mom to give for her birthday. And then, I guess when I got home, I must have put the bag on a bunch of boxes that I have out in the living room, because I'm in the process of trying to find a place to move. So anytime I buy something that I'm not using right now, I put it in one of the storage bins out there for when I finally move. So I put the bag of ornaments on top of the storage bin, because I figure I don't need these ornaments right now, and I totally forgot that 2 of them were for my mom. So then I guess I left that bag there for too long, so my mom took it upon herself to put the ornaments into the storage bin, including her own ornaments. So I just had to dig through all of the storage bins to find the 2 that I just yanked my earring out. This is going so well. I just dug through all of the boxes to find the 2 ornaments that I bought my mom. And I'm really hoping that when she put those ornaments away, she did it mindlessly and didn't see the 2 that I bought her. So, this is going great. I'd also just like to add that I'm aware that these don't super match that well, but these are the ones that she's picked out specifically, so that's why they look the way that they do. So it is now the next day. It's almost 5 o'clock. I just got home from doing a little birthday shopping trip with my mama, which was a lot of fun. I bought these earrings. Not sure how I feel about them, but I think they could be fun with some like fall sweaters. So as far as my reading goes, I did read a bit of Circe this morning, so I'm 160 pages into it, which is not quite halfway through, but I'm still holding out hope that I can get through a good chunk of this tonight. I still don't think I'm going to be able to finish it today, but ideally that would be nice. So what I'm going to do right now, though, is work on that journal spread that I told you about last night, because I also picked up today these Peanuts Halloween stickers. Ideally, I just hit myself in the face with them. Ideally, I'd have liked these to have been Disney, but Peanuts is fine. So it is now October 8th and I have finally finished Circe. It took way too long, but finally I am done with it, and I did really enjoy this book, although I did have some issues with it. I definitely did not like it as much as The Song of Achilles, which is a little bit disappointing because that was like a 5 out of 5 star read, whereas this one is like almost a 4-star read. I think I enjoyed like all of the mythology elements of it, and there were so many different myths that were incorporated into this story, and sometimes they were just like vaguely mentioned, which kind of gave me the feel of like a little Easter egg, so I really liked those moments. But at the same time, I think this book was a little bit too slow-paced for me sometimes, because sometimes I did get a little bit bored and my mind would wander quite often, so that was unfortunate. And I also felt like this book did a lot of telling and not showing. This book almost felt like it was made up of, it was almost like an anthology, like it was made up of many short stories that then put together was Circe's whole story. But some of the stories were literally like we were just being told a story and we weren't actually reading it happen. So I don't know if that fully worked for me with this book. But that being said, I did still really enjoy it, so I would definitely recommend it. And if Madeline Miller writes any other mythology-based books, I will 100% be picking them up. So now I'm going to flip the camera around and tell you which of the challenges this completed. So this is my journal spread that I did for Sbooktober. So the first challenge that Circe completed was Fantasy Costume, which was to read a fantasy book, then Eyeball Soup, which was to read a book with a cover you can't stop eyeballing. Then it completed almost all 5 of the dance floor playlist challenges. So Monster Mash was to read a book with a monster, I Put a Spell on You was to read a book with magic, Time Warp, which I wrote Time Wrap because clearly I wasn't paying attention when I wrote this, which is to read a book set in a different time, and then Superstition, which is to read a book based on folklore or mythology, and then Carved Jack-o'-lanterns, which is to read a book with a face on the cover. So I think in total it completed 7 challenges, and I'm thinking of also using it for the Devil's Food Cake Challenge, which is to read a black cover because it's like, it's basically a black cover, so I think I'm going to add that challenge also. And then I just have a little section here to write down all of the books that I read for Sbooktober. So that finally brings us to the end of this reading vlog. I really hope this wasn't too long and or boring. I'm really going to try and make the rest of my reading vlogs for this month more interesting. I do think I'm finally like back into the groove of reading because I was definitely in a bit of a slump or like a reading funk at the beginning of this month, so hopefully I'm out of it and my next videos will be a little bit more interesting. But thank you for sticking around if you did to the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!